My Lord Lieutenant, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone and thank you for joining us today for our flag raising ceremony. I'd also like a special offer of thanks and welcome to the Chairman of Leicestershire Rutland branch of the Royal British Legion, Mr. Phil Walden, who has kindly agreed to raise our flag for us at this ceremony. He represents all of those past and present whose actions have given us the liberty that we all enjoy today. The children from Hall School Glenfield will be adding their own tribute at the end of the ceremony, and so a big thank you goes to them for their continued support for our annual ceremony. This ceremony is one of many hundreds of similar ceremonies taking place this week across the country in honour of our armed forces and veterans. The men and women who've made our armed forces, both regular and reserve, and for those veterans who formerly served their country, have made and continue to make a huge sacrifice on our behalf. By flying this flag today, we're showing our appreciation for the crucial work they do. It is hoped that this and other flag raising ceremonies taking place today will contribute to a wider understanding of the armed forces community, of the crucial role that it plays in our national life, and remarkable men and women who make up that community. The County Council has long proud association with armed forces and will continue to offer whatever support it can. This weekend the County Council is helping to facilitate the Armed Force Services of Thanksgiving at the Cathedral, and I will be proud and honoured to be able to join the Lord Lieutenant and the Lord Mayor for that occasion, albeit in a very scaled down version due to the current circumstances. I'd like to thank everyone for help making this event possible and so endeavour us to honour the armed forces. I would now like to invite the Lord Lieutenant Mike Kapoor to speak. Thank you.
Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be able to join you for this ceremony today when we acknowledge and celebrate the service given by our armed forces and veteran community. It's so important that young people understand the sacrifices made by our armed forces personnel, both past and present, and so I'm particularly pleased that the children from Hall Primary School are contributing at the end of this service. It is hoped that our combined efforts to mark Armed Forces Day will raise awareness of the past and continuing contributions of our armed forces and the ongoing contribution made to our community by our veterans. In so doing, we will celebrate what our veterans have already achieved and what our current service personnel, both regular and reserve, continue to achieve, often in very demanding and stressful situations. We will also remember those who paid the ultimate sacrifice so that we may enjoy the freedoms we have today. This is a sombre message on what is a day of celebration, but something we should never forget. Phil Walden knows only too well what this means, and that is why we're honoured today that he has kindly agreed to hoist our flag. This is a time too for us to remember service families, because behind every serviceman and servicewoman there's a spouse, partner or extended family providing unconditional support to their loved ones who can't be home for long periods of time. During operational deployment, those service families face stress, worry and uncertainty, and we also think about them today. In Leicestershire, we're proud to be home to a number of reserve units who, through true world wars and numerous operations since, have been deployed on active service alongside regular service personnel. Armed Forces Day also looks to the future, and in Leicestershire we have an excellent cadet movement with many adult volunteers providing a marvellous service to our young cadets who benefit from the opportunities made available to them by their local units. The Armed Forces community plays a crucial role in our national life, and today and throughout this week we honour these remarkable men and women, both currently serving and veteran, by flying the commemorative Armed Forces Day flag. I'd like to thank Leicestershire County Council for supporting today's initiative and for the ongoing support given to armed forces. And thank you all for taking time out to join us in honouring our armed forces today. I'd now like to invite Phil Walden to raise our Armed Forces Day flag, which will remain for the duration of the week. Thank you.
Call to duty is sent out, and the strong and brave reply. They do it for love of country, so there's never need to ask why.
They leave behind all that they love, their families, their homes and their life, because to preserve these precious things is the goal for which each soldier strives.
So God bless our troops,
the courageous women and men who fight to make sure the bells of freedom peal again.